Welcome to Inspire Me with Jay. This is a podcast to inspire, uplift, show forth the love of God, and help usher in the spiritual awakening. Welcome to Inspire Me with Jay. I'm your host, Jay Spillers, author and teacher. I thought we'd just talk about a couple things in meditation today. We're going to talk about your posture, and we're going to talk about the 3 basic phases of meditation. So when we talk about posture, what should your posture and position be in meditation? Well, I think the basics should be that you should feel comfortable. You should feel balanced. You should feel secure. And the thing is, if you're not comfortable, you're not going to want to meditate because it's just not going to be a pleasant experience. If you're comfortable, it can become a highly pleasant experience. So comfort is essential. And I'm not one that believes you have to have a certain set posture. Like you have to sit a certain way in that sense, or you have to be on the ground or anything like that. But let's think in terms of 6 things. Start with probably the most important part of posture is your spine. You want your spine to be straight. You don't want to be slouching and anything like that, but it always has to be straight. And this basically follows through whether you're sitting in a chair, whether you're sitting on the ground, whether you're lying down. And it's true even if you're reclining, your back, your spine needs to remain straight. So a straight spine is probably the most important thing in terms of what you have to have for posture. So, and I've sort of noticed this too. Obviously, when I'm sitting in a chair, even before I thought about it, my spine was generally straight, and when I've sat on the ground, it's been straight. But like when you lie down, sometimes it has to be straight as well. And I sort of found this out because occasionally I'll do an informal meditation before I wake up. And I've noticed that the only way I can really get in the meditative state is to be lying on my back, again, spine straight. Because if I try to lay on my side and meditate, it just doesn't work for me. I just really can't get in the meditative state. You have to have it to essentially get in the right flow, to get centered within your being. So the first element is the straight spine. Now, in terms of like your head, you want your head to be straight too. Generally it's sort of going a bit up, but it's not super important. It just basically has to be straight, straight head. In terms of your jaw, you want your jaw to be relaxed. A lot of times your mouth, when you're meditating, might be slightly open. Even if your lips are closed, you notice that your mouth kind of just slightly opens a little bit. And that's pretty natural, and that's a good position. In terms of your shoulders, you want your shoulders to sort of be relaxed. They just sort of droop. That's a good thing, just like to allow your shoulders to just relax. Just let them fall. Maybe when you're meditating, you might notice a few times to just go like this, or just let your shoulders droop. Let them feel like they can just relax. Now, in terms of your hands, I usually just have my hands laid at my side, with my palms pointing down, using the chair. Sometimes I'll put them in my lap if I'm sitting down. You could put them on your knees. You can just have them, if you're on the armrest, just have them on the side. Some people like to do positions where it's upward, like you've seen these before, where people do the thumb and the finger closest to the thumb, and they essentially go like this. You've seen that. That's like the classic meditation pose. And if that works for you, I should say go ahead and do it. Um, I don't personally do it. I kind of find it more distracting than anything. The whole reason that they do this is it's supposed to focus your mind when you're meditating. Um, but I don't personally do it myself, but that's something you may want to try. You may want to try the classic position like this. You know, it's almost like the hippie meditation. That's what I always think of. Maybe more Eastern too. There's a similar position in your fingers too that some people do, where they do not just this finger, but also the next finger closest to the thumb. So they have two fingers on the thumb that are closest, these two right here. And this is supposed to be a meditation where you're trying to draw an abundance. So maybe you could try it sometime and see if you get more abundance in your life. Some people also do this hand one too, where you go like this, put your fingers together, and then you just sort of open up the inner fingers, leave the pinky and the thumb like that. And you're sort of creating a lotus position with your hands. So like maybe you're drawing in the energy, you know, and some people might really like that. But I think probably for a lot of people, you just want to have your hands relaxed, kind of not really, doing too much with it. Now, in terms of your feet, if you're sitting in a chair, you may just want to have your feet, um, you know, feet touching the floor and have your legs spread apart a few inches or so. What feels comfortable? Because you probably don't want to have your legs like where your knees are trying to touch each other, but a few inches apart, whatever length feels comfortable. It could be 6, 8 inches, whatever's comfortable for you. And then have your feet firmly on the floor. That's a common position within a chair. If you're lying down, I noticed that you want to have your feet like at the ends, maybe like as much as 18 inches apart, because that's really a very relaxing position when you're meditating lying down. Have your feet um, anywhere from 12 to 18 inches out. You don't have to have them like spread all the way out, but a good 18 inches between, your two heels is a good position when you're lying down. And of course, if you're meditating on the floor, and you could do it in a chair too, you can do just different positions where your legs are crossed. You can have like the lotus position essentially where both your feet are on top of essentially your feet are on top, they're above your knees, sort of resting on your thighs essentially, but they're upward. And that's sort of like the lotus position. And then of course you can sit what we used to call Indian style, where you're essentially your two feet are tucked underneath and your knees are above. I think they call it crisscross applesauce. When my son was in preschool, they said, "Okay, children, sit down and sit crisscross applesauce." And they sat down. I was like, "Oh, it's Indian style," but I guess they don't call it that anymore. But you can sit Indian style where your feet are underneath, lotus style where the feet are on top, sitting down with your legs crossed. Or there's also other positions where it's sort of intermediary, where like maybe you have the right foot up and the left foot is tucked under, or vice versa, where the left foot's up and the right foot's tucked under. So it's sort of an intermediate between the lotus and the Indian style. You could do something like that. That feels comfortable. A lot of times when I'm in a chair, I actually do like to cross my legs. I do more of an Indian style crisscross applesauce positioning. But that's just me. Most people might just like to have their feet flat on the ground and, you know, knees a little bit apart, feet a little bit apart. But you may just want to experiment and see what works for you. And, in terms of doing positions on the floor, of course, you can sit lotus style or Indian style, whatever. But you can also sit in kind of a kneeling position where you're sitting on your knees and you basically, you know, sit your bottom on the ends of your feet. It's almost like a kneeling, praying kind of position. People sometimes meditate that way. For a lot of people, that might be uncomfortable after, quite a few minutes, maybe uncomfortable from the get-go if you have, certain um, conditions or whatever, but that's a position. If you're able to do it, you want to do it, give it a try. It's sort of what I call the praying position, where you're kneeling, sitting down on your feet. So those are the different positions you can try, and there's more than that too. But what are the three phases of meditation? There's basically the initial relaxation phase, there's the intention phase, and then there's the returning phase. And basically, the relaxation phase is when you're first starting to meditate. Before we get into the ultimate substance of what we want to do in meditation, we want to be relaxed. We want to be highly relaxed. And as I always define meditation, I define meditation as awareness while in a highly relaxed state. And a lot of people have variations on the awareness. They focus on things like focus or listening or seeking wisdom or whatever, but they sort of don't define in the relaxation part of meditation, which I think is just as important as any type of awareness or focus in meditation. Because if you're not fully relaxed, you won't fully benefit from intention. You won't fully benefit from the awareness. Your focus, if you're trying to focus on an object or an idea or a concept or whatever, won't fully be there. And relaxation can take different amounts of time. If you're a pretty skilled meditator, you might be there in a minute. You might be there in less than a minute. If you have never meditated, it could take a few minutes. It could take 3, 4, 5 minutes. But you want to be able to give yourself time to relax. And one of the key ways to relax when you're meditating is to take in your initial deep breaths, because breathing is one of the things that will relax you the most. And then you can go into your intention and meditation. And like when you do deep breathing, one of the way I usually do deep breathing is breathe in deeply through your nose, hold for 8 seconds, exhale through your mouth. And obviously, if you can get in a pretty relaxed state fast, maybe you only want 2 or 3 breaths, deep breaths, and then start breathe calmly through your nose after that. But if you need more, maybe you want to take 10 deep breaths, just take time to make sure that you're relaxed so that you get the full benefit of meditation. So once you get into the intention, then you can go pretty much anywhere you want. If you want to do a loving kindness meditation, you want to just focus on your breathing more and go deeper in relaxation. You want to have some self-discovery or connect with God or, um, enlightenment or something like that. You can do that. All the various things you can do in meditation. Now you're in that intention focusing type stage where you have that sort of higher awareness where you're highly relaxed, but you're still conscious, focused, aware. So it's not like sleep. So you do that, that's the main body part. But then it's equally important, just like with getting relaxed first before you go into intention, we've got to have the return phase. And sometimes people might be a little abrupt with, you know, okay, my meditation's done, open my eyes, but it's like calmly coming back to the room. Sometimes I'll do that by having a deep breath, and it's like letting yourself come in very gently. And then there's like your eyes are opening. Sometimes people will focus on an object in the room or focus on a color, you know, to sort of like help kind of ingrain the whole thing that we've just done, the whole meditation. You have to take you that focus with you. So, yeah, and you might hear that with some guided meditations. They'll always like, gently bring you back, but sometimes they might have you focus on an object or a color or different things in the room. If you're doing a guided meditation or a class for meditation. So those are like the three phases of meditation. We talked about the posture and the phases of meditation. Why don't we just take a few moments and we'll do a very quick meditation. So let's close your eyes, get comfortable, allow yourself to just relax and ease in to your chair or wherever you're sitting or lying down. And we're going to take in a few deep breaths. Just take in one deep breath. Breathe in through your nose as deeply as you can. And exhale. Breathe in deeply through your nose. Hold. Exhale through your mouth. Breathe in. And exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. I'm going to allow you another 30 seconds to just relax even deeper. Listen to the music, the environmental sounds. You want to take in a few more deep breaths, go right ahead. Now just allow yourself to breathe normally through your nose, in and out, in a very calm fashion. We're just going to take this time to relax in our meditation. Don't necessarily need to do anything or go anywhere with it. Focus is just relaxation. Just notice your breathing through your nose. Keep noticing it as we go through. When you're meditating, make sure your spine is straight, head is straight, arms are in a comfortable position, feet are comfortable. Allow your shoulders to just droop. Sometimes what helps your shoulders to relax is just to tense up your shoulders for a second and then just allow that tenseness to relax. Tensing and relaxing can sometimes help your body to relax. Do that for different parts of your body. Do that for your entire body. Now take yourself to a beautiful place that would be relaxing to you. Could be a park, could be the beach, could be in the forest, could be on your front porch. Where's a relaxing place that you like to go to? Visualize yourself at that place right now. Really see yourself in this place. What do you find relaxing about this place? Is it a quiet place? Is it scenic? Is it just being in nature, hearing the birds chirp? What makes this a relaxing place for you? Let's connect with that emotion of relaxation. Like when you're there, feel those relaxing vibes. Feel those relaxation in your body right now. This relaxing state that you like to go to can be your inner space that you can go to anytime you want. You can go to the front porch, the park, the beach. Close your eyes, be there in your mind's eye. Allow yourself to feel calm, at peace, and relaxed. You deserve times of relaxation and reflection. Now let's start to come back to the room. We're going to take in one deep breath. Breathe in deeply. Hold. And exhale. And start to slowly open your eyes. Try to notice something blue in the room. Take this meditation with you. Live in harmony and peace. Thank you.